Today I'm going to talk on Muladhara Chakra. Mm, Previous 2 Saturdays I was talking about the first chakra called Muladhara Chakra, which is responsible for our very life in this universe or the world. When Muladhara Chakra starts developing, it permits the growth of Swadhisthana Chakra, that is the next chakra. Swadhisthana Chakra. These two are not independent. Swadhisthana Chakra development is totally dependent on Muladhara Chakra. When these two chakras start growing, the third chakra, Manipura Chakra, starts developing from bud stage to flowering stage. That starts at the age of 2 or 1.5 years to 4 years. From bud stage to develop in the form of flowers, it takes nearly 1.5 to 2 years. At this stage only, the personal identity. What is personal identity? That is, the child starts moving about, it can support itself to some extent up to the stage of 1.5 years. Mother actually holds the hand of the baby, then it starts walking within the house. But by 1.5 years, it starts moving about because of the development of fire element. The fire element is the third element that actually gives Shakti to or energy to the entire body. The development of Manipura Chakra is associated with the fire element. Of the five elements that exist in the universe, Muladhara Chakra is related to earth element, Swadhisthana Chakra, water element. The third one, Manipura Chakra, is related to fire element. Because of the fire element only, the body just takes lot of energy from the universe, it starts moving about. That is, I can walk without much of support. That personal identity comes to the mind of the child, it starts moving up. Then it goes out of the house. Pardon? எல்லாம் தயவுசெய்து மியூட் பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா நல்லா இருக்கும். நடுவில் பேசினா எனக்கு கண்டினியூட்டி போயிடும். Please mute yourself. When it starts moving without much of support, then the word I comes. I can walk. I can move about. I can eat myself. I can dress. I can go. Sridevi.
Yes, ma'am.
மியூட் பண்ண சொல்லுங்க, பண்ணிடுமா?
எல்லாரையும் பண்ணிடுறேன்.
Then a disturbance, I cannot talk. I cannot progress further.
Please go
எல்லாரும் மியூட் பண்ணிட்டீங்களா?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Muted.
நீ கொஞ்சம் பார்த்துக்கிறது.
Okay, ma'am.
The development of Manipura Chakra is entirely dependent on Muladhara Chakra and Swadhisthana Chakra. Then what is the characters, what are the behaviors that are associated with this one? It starts learning. When it goes out of the house, in neighboring, it starts moving with the other children while playing. It picks up the language of the other persons also. So this is the time when you can make the children learn as many languages as possible. Learning is possible at this age That is, so far it was just responding to the call of the mother. And mother says, come here, and it just comes. Now, when it starts moving about, mixes with other people, it can learn not only the language, it is able to act on the language. That is, it is able to register the language, then responds according to the instruction given by the mother, by the neighbors, by the other children, etc. Then disciplining. The mother says you have to do this, you have to do this. Then the other teacher says you have to do this. Then it just obeys. It knows what is discipline. Disciplining means nowadays the children are admitted in play school, the UKG, LKG, etc., etc., kindergarten. Then the teacher gives instruction. She starts reciting some rhymes. Then she is asking the child to repeat. Then the child just obeys. That is the discipline. While going out, mixing with other people, it knows how to behave. Then behavior based on the instruction given by the parents and by the teachers. So this is how it develops what is necessary, how to communicate, how to discipline its own mind. Then proper training, grooming. That is, when Sadhisthana in the developing stage, I told you, it can attend to nature's call. That is, it can eliminate the unwanted products. That is through urine, through fecal matter, the large intestine, anus. But only thing is, at this stage, when the Manipura chakra develops, it just wants something. When it is hungry, it just says to the mother, I am hungry. It wants to dress up. Yeah, I want this dress, this dress. I want to go somewhere else. It just is able to communicate to the parents. At that time, proper training should be given. The parents have to tell you do these things, you do this, you do this. But instead of telling, giving negative statement, don't touch this, don't use this one, don't trust like this, don't go mix with other people. Instead of saying don't, you just say what you are expected from the child. You just say, give a positive statement. You say, why I am stressing this word is the growing brain just observes the words. The words just gets into the mind. Through the mind, the words get permanently registered in the growing brain. But the growing brain cannot differentiate between yes and no. Whatever you say, don't do this. No? It says, gives some instruction. It doesn't know what is yes or what is no. It just starts moving up, doing according to his own wishes. But only thing is, never gives negative statement. If you want a child to do something, give positive statement. Just do this. Just take this dress. You have to wear this dress. Don't say you don't wear this dress. You don't take this food. You don't go to this school. You don't mix with others. Don't say, never use the word don't when you are handling young child. The brain cannot differentiate between yes and no. Remember this? The fire element as is developing, it allows the development of Manipura chakra. Because of this, the child gets energy. It can easily play with other children. It can walk on its own. For all these things, fire element is absolutely essential. That is related to Manipura chakra. Emotion is wisdom. What is wisdom? The person becomes wise, the child becomes wise. It just gets the pleasure of talking to the mother, talking to the other siblings, or talking to the elders, and all this. This is wise. So it gets pleasure from moving out, talking to the parents, talking to the other children. When it goes to the school, all these things are wise, deriving pleasure from its own action. The gland that is associated, endocrine gland that is associated with this, the pancreas. The moment I use the word pancreas, immediately you connect it to diabetes. If you want me to talk on diabetes, it will take another 1 hour. I'm just telling pancreas is associated. I'll come to that later on. Now, these are the organs that are related to the Manipura chakra. So just see the human figure. There is a tube coming from oral cavity, just passing through the chest, that is thoracic cavity. Then there are some structures that are present in the upper part of the abdomen, just below the diaphragm, that is the partition between the chest and the abdomen, thoracic cavity and the abdomen. The organs that are the colored red, they are the organs, not one organ. Number of organs are situated in the upper part of the abdomen. They are related to the Manipura chakra. These are the organs. Just see the upper part, the tube is there. The tube continues as a enlarged bag, that is the stomach. It continues again in the form of a tube, that is the initial part of the small intestine. That is called duodenum. That is small part of the initial part of the small intestine is related to Manipura chakra. Now see from the tube, that is the continuation of the stomach, there is a leaf-like structure, that is pancreas. That pancreas is the one which you think it is related to diabetes, not the entire pancreas. The part of this pancreas is actually arising from the duodenum in the form of a bud. Then it gives rise to a leaf-like structure which is visible to the naked eye. Within this pancreas, which is visible to the naked eye, there are some structures which are isolating themselves from the visible pancreas. They are called, that group of cells are called, put together, called islet of Langerhans. These islet of Langerhans have got three types of cells: alpha, beta, and delta cells. Beta cells are responsible for the production of insulin. We'll leave it at that stage. Afterwards, I'll come back. Then this is the pancreas, which has got exocrine part, that is with a duct, and endocrine part. That endocrine part, which is called islet of Langerhans, is related to Manipura chakra, not the entire pancreas. Then there is another structure on the left, that is a large organ, that is the largest gland in the human body, that is liver. That is also related to Manipura chakra. Bringing on to this, or attached to this, there is another structure which is colored green, that is called gallbladder. All these structures, that is stomach, duodenum, initial part of the duodenum, pancreas, both the exocrine part and the endocrine part, liver and gallbladder, all these organs are dependent on Manipura chakra. Manipura chakra governs the action of all these organs. Now, what are the characters of a growing child at this when the Manipura chakra develops? Inertia. Inertia transformed into action or movement. What is inertia? It is static. It is just able to move about within the house itself. When Manipura chakra develops, it just because of the energy that it gets from fire element, it starts moving out. It just mixes with other people. It starts going to the school. If the parents admit the child to school, it starts moving about. At that stage, I am able to recall one incident, the defect and deficiency. That's why I put all these things together instead of normal development, afterwards deficiency, afterwards what is the manifestation, adult stage. I put all these things so that you can connect what is happening at the developing stage of Manipura chakra, what are the deficiency at younger stage, at 3 to 4 years, then how it manifests in the adult stage. All these things you can just see now itself. That is defect. Initially, the child is admitted. I recall one incident. One child actually came to me when I was in Bhargaraja Hospital, accompanied by his grandmother. The grandmother, I thought grandmother happened must be a client. Then I asked her, what is the problem? Then she said, ask this child. Then I asked the child, what is the problem? He just showed his hand. There is a big scar on his hand. Then I asked the grandmother, what is happening? What has happened? Then she said, the child was admitted in preparatory school. The children are supposed to move with a lot of energy. They have to play. Instead of allowing the children to play, they are admitted in school. The children are forced to sit in one place and learn rhymes and so many other things. The teacher. So this child actually was restless. He started moving about instead of sitting in one place. The teachers, the teacher got irritated. She used to warn the child. Number of times she has warned. Number of times she called the parents. She has given warning also. See, your child has to behave properly. The child is not able to sit in one place. Then one day she was called. The mother was called. This is the last warning. If the child is not behaving properly, if she is not able to sit in one place, next time you don't bring the child. This is the last warning. Next time when he comes, if he is able to sit, I will proceed with the class. Otherwise, you better admit this child in some other school. This is the last warning. The other children are also, because of the child, other children also were disturbed. So she gave last warning. The mother got vexed. She brought the child home. Then what she did, she went into the kitchen. She just made the handle of the ladle, that is a bigger spoon, made it hot. Then she just got the child's hand. She almost kept the hot handle on the spoon, on the hand of the child. Big scar was there. They almost it singed the skin. Big scar was there. You know what would have happened to the child? It just not only it would have cried with pain. That scar, which was a permanent one, it could just cannot erase from the mind when he becomes adult. So this will make the child to hate the parents, hate the teacher, hate the colleagues who are teasing him. All these things would have happened. So this has happened some years back, 10 or 12 years back. But only thing is, if it had happened now at this stage, the child itself would have gone to police station, would have lodged a complaint against the parent, mother. But fortunately, that condition did not exist at that time. This is another one incident. All this is that is abuse by the parents, the peers, all these things will make the child act as a what shall we say? As a boss, he will start bossing over other people. The hatred will automatically exist. Scar actually cannot be removed. Scar in his mind, scar in his physical body can never be erased. So he just when he goes to work, when he becomes an adult, he starts hating people. He just becomes very aggressive, and then he starts bossing over other colleagues or subordinates. This is what is likely to happen when he becomes an adult. Then autonomy. I can do what I want to do. He just retaliates. He just doesn't care for the instruction given by the parents. That is the attitude of the children. All the children are like this. Only thing is the grooming is essential. At this time, if just retaliates, you have to say kindly, do this, you do this, you do this. The child learns. Only kind words can change the mind of the child. Only thing is you should not use your authoritative power. You cannot have a military regime in the house. Just use kind words. Definitely, child can understand and carry out instruction. Adamancy. The child can handle certain things only. The child wants ice cream. Child wants only this dress. Child doesn't want this particular food. All these things. The child can say, I don't want this. I don't want. I want only this ice cream. I want only this junk food. When the parents know that it is harmful, so they simply say, don't do this. Don't. I will not do this. Instead of that, if you divert the mind of the child, automatically the diversion can make the child behave. Adamancy is another character of child of this age. Only thing is, you have to give another option for the child. That is distracting the mind of the child from that particular. Supposing he wants one doll, very costly, or it is harmful. Chinese products or spurious products are coming, it is harmful. Chemicals are added. So all these things, the parents know. So instead of just saying, don't, I will not give this one, distract the mind of the child, just go for something else and buy something else other than what the child should not have. This is how you can just bring about groom the child. Willpower, I will do this only, I will do this. That is, all these are all interrelated. Adamancy, then autonomy, willpower, authoritative power. All these things are, child does not know what is required at that stage. Parents know, the teachers also know. But only thing is, child does not understand, but he says, I can do this. I got, I can read this one. I can do this one. That willpower is there. But only thing is, all these things can be changed by using positive statement. What is required? Only thing is, kind words can change the mind of the child. Then learning. I can give any number of examples for this. See Mozart. He could compose at the age of 3. Another person, when we started Reiki Center of India Association, she was so much associated with this. Right from the inception of Reiki Center of India, she is with us, Mrs. Saraswati. She is very much here. Mrs. Saraswati, you can just say something about your granddaughter.
Okay.
What she did at the age of 2 and 3. Please, 2 minutes. Mrs. Saraswati?
Okay, I am here.
Please tell something about your Nila. Beautiful name, Nila.
Manipura chakram is the energy center of the Samana Vayu or Samana Prana, which is the energy of digestion. Manipura chakra has many qualities like bliss, self-assurance, knowledge, wisdom, and the ability to make correct decisions. For example, I want to tell about my granddaughter Neela. Now she is 8.5, but in her 3 and 4th year, 3rd and 4th year itself, she showed her brilliance, knowledge, grasping power. Whatever I teach to her, she will follow it. She draw and written a book for my birthday, a yoga book for in her 3.5 years age. She wants to learn Tamil. She was so small that time. I refused to her to talk Tamil, but she insisted me to continuously. So I taught her Tamil at the age of 3.5, only for 3 days. She challenged me the first day, and she proved it in 4th day. She took dictation for 10 words, and she wrote every word correctly without spelling mistakes. Maths also she had done very well. We in our home all were astounded. I will show them for you. Video கொடுத்தேன்னா நான் ஒரு நிமிஷம் அதை காட்டுறேன்.
இல்ல பேசுங்க, கடைசில வீடியோ.
இல்ல மணிப்பூரக மட்டும் மணிப்பூர சக்கரம் டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன் இங்க இருக்குல்ல, டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன் அதை மட்டும் எடுத்து என்னுடைய வீடியோ காமிச்சா நான் போட்டோஸ் காட்டுறேன்.
இப்போ I don't know how to operate that one. கடைசில வச்சுக்கலாம். Please say what she did, how she brought out the book, etc. அதை சொல்லிடுங்க. At the end of this session, I'll give you an opportunity to show the video. Because I do not know how to go.
Okay, நான் end of the இதுல காட்டுறேன். வேணாம், நான் அவளை பத்தி சொல்லிட்டேன்.
Please.
End of the இது நான் சொல்றேன், காட்டுறேன்.
Now what your granddaughter did, how she brought out a book, அது சொல்லிடுங்க.
அதான் சொன்னேன் நான். அவளுக்கு 3.5 and 4 இருக்கும் போதே அவ வந்து எது நான் சொல்லி கொடுத்தாலும் அதெல்லாம் கிராஸ் பண்ணி கத்துண்டு அதையெல்லாம் புக்கா ஃபார்ம் பண்ணி எனக்கு பர்த்டேக்கு சின்ன கதை புக்கு எழுதுறது இது மாதிரி எல்லாம் பண்ணி எனக்கே பிரசன்ட் பண்ணிட்டு போயிட்டா அவ எழுதினதெல்லாம். அதனாலதான் அதை காட்டுறதுக்கு எனக்கு இது இருக்கு, சாட்சியாட்டம் காட்டலாம் அதெல்லாம்.
Okay, I'll give an opportunity at the end of the session. Okay. Thank you. Over, huh? Okay. Another learning habit. The children pick up any number of languages. Only thing is, one girl, actually very child, actually was proficient in several languages. Before her name was to enter into this Guinness Book of Record, the authorities wanted to test. So they asked different persons from different nationality to open a shop. In the same place, number of shops were open, but the shop owners happened to be different nationality. So that child was taken to one after another, so many shops. She had to ask for the product that is available in that particular shop in their own language. So she just went around so many shops and she started asking for some product in their own language, in their own shop owner's language. She could just get so many things. So they tested several languages to her son. Her name is there in Guinness Book of Record. But only thing is, so many child prodigies are there. But only thing is, I cannot exhibit all these things. But only thing is, if you go through Google, you can find so many young children at the age of 2, 3 performing, proficient in so many things. Not only in learning languages, other things also. I'll show you the photograph. But only thing is, I'll recall one more incident in my own life. See, my sister's classmate, they are performing, they are giving concerts. Her songs were recorded. We had in our house gramophone. So they brought their records. They wanted us to play the records in our gramophone. So the two girls who happened to be my sister's friend, they came. The young child also was, that is the youngest child of the family. She was the child also accompanied the sisters. All of us were listening to the music. The only thing is at the end of the session, the sister said, my sister's friend said, the young child, she was about 2 or 3 years old. I was around 7 or 8 at that time. The child could recognize all the ragas. Then the sister used to sing one raga, she could identify. It's like that because when the girls were learning music, the child was just listening. So just she could pick up all these languages, the ragas, and she, who that person is, Vani Jairam. At that time, she was in Nellore initially, studying in the same school. She was called Kalevani at that time. Kalevani actually was 2 or 3 years old at that time. She could identify ragas at that age itself because of her association with the sisters who were learning music. So, any language, any art, they could easily pick up at this age, provided we don't interfere. You should not say, hey, no, you will not, you concentrate on your studies. Don't do this, don't play, don't waste your time in doing this. The child feels that he is worthless. The same thing will be manifested when he becomes an adult. He feels that he is worthless, he cannot perform anything. So all the other people who are colleagues, they just ridicule him, they feels ashamed of himself, then he becomes addicted to some alcohol because he is not enjoying materialistic life. The first 3 chakras, Muladhara chakra, Swadhisthana, and Manipura chakra are meant for materialistic life. That is, I am existing, Muladhara, I am enjoying materialistic pleasure. For associated with Swadhisthana chakra, I am having energy to stand on my own. That is the willpower. That is associated with the Manipura chakra. But only thing is, the fellow is ridiculed even at this. This child was ridiculed even when he was 10. The same scar is developing in the growing brain. He just becomes shy. He doesn't want to move with others. Then, but only thing is he wants to enjoy life. What does he do? Instead of spending his time with his family or with his colleagues or with his friends, he goes to the pub, gets addicted to alcohol. That is related to wisdom. Wisdom. Why? He is not, the wisdom is associated with the pleasure. Happiness. Happiness is deriving from going to the pub or he gets addicted to several drugs. Drug abuse is there. So you have to make the child feel happy. If he has got some proficiency in certain things, identify that and try to support, try to promote. There are several opportunities available nowadays. When we were young, we didn't have so much of opportunities, but only thing is now everything is available. So try to support the child. If he is showing some interest in certain things, you just try to support. He will become proficient not only in studies, other fields also, in cricket or drawing or music or so many things are with dancing, so many things are he'll shine. For this, parent support is absolutely essential. Teacher support also is absolutely essential. Don't try to ignore the child. Don't try to say, don't do this, don't do this. Then that will actually make him feel inferior, inferiority complex develops. Then he will never shine in the later life. Then what happens? I already shown you the organs related to Manipura chakra. Only getting addicted to alcohol and things, not only that, eating habits. When a child is at the age of 2, 3, 4, you must make the child sit along with you or along with the other members and eat. Don't say don't spill. You try to be a model. Don't spill the rice. Without spilling, make it clean. Ask the child to wash his hand before he takes the food. Ask the child to remove the shoes before he enters into the house. And how to take food by using the fingers. All these things you have to do it along with the child. Then because the mother is the heroine, he just follows what the mother does. So he just follows what you are doing. So instead of saying don't spill, no, just do what you are expecting the child to do. Automatically he knows how to take the child food properly. But only thing is, give a colorful food. What he wants, what he likes, try to prepare. But only thing is, he should not waste. That also you should instruct. So instead of saying don't waste food, ask the child to take entire food which is meant for you. When you go to the school, take this food. And all these things you have to give proper instruction. Don't say don't waste your food. Don't bring the empty. If you say don't bring the food without taking the food in school, he will definitely bring the full tiffin box without taking any bit of. So, positive statement while grooming the child, that is absolutely essential. So, how it affects the eating habits? Breakfast is a very good term. Breakfast, breaking the fast. Morning, night after taking dinner until 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, until he gets up, child gets up. His stomach is empty, it is fasting. Daily we are fasting. So breakfast should be a habit. When you go through my YouTube, that is on biorhythm, you will know the significance of breakfast. I don't want to waste my time, but only thing is, remember this, whether you are an elderly person or you are having a child. 7 to 9, your stomach is very, very active. At that time only, the breakfast should be given. But only thing is, breakfast should be in the form of a solid food. If it is not given in the form of solid food, supposing you just give the juice before the child goes to school, because child doesn't want to take sit in one place and take the breakfast, solid food, solid breakfast. Then you just to fill up the stomach by giving juice or milk or anything like that. After the food which the child is taking, it has to stay in the stomach for at least minimum 1.5 hours. 1 to 2 hours it stays. At that time only digestion takes place. Only thing is if liquid is given in the form of juice or water or milk, within half an hour it gets eliminated. The child feels hungry. The child cannot just tell the teacher that he is feeling hungry. But only thing is hunger makes him feel restless or he feels tired. He just starts sleeping, which is the teacher just takes the child to task without knowing the reason for the child falling asleep, without knowing why the child is getting tired. So all these things you have to remember. 7 to 9, you have to give something solid. At that time only the teeth, developing teeth, start grinding the food. It just breaks the food into, makes it in the form of mashes. Then it goes to the stomach. Then automatically the child, once child stomach gets filled up, automatically the child will be able to concentrate what the teacher says. If the child is not fed properly, between 7 and 9, breakfast if it is day night, that is the time when the stomach is very active. If it is delayed, what happens? The pure hydrochloric acid will be secreted by the stomach. That is, in addition to the other enzymes that is necessary for digestion, pure hydrochloric acid is secreted. Now what happens? That hydrochloric acid, in the absence of the solid food, it starts irritating the stomach. Then the child feels irritation. Then it starts crying. The teacher, mother does not know why the child is crying. Its teacher also does not know why the child is crying. It cries because there is irritation on the stomach that is called acidity. Then it will develop into ulcer also later on. Breakfast should be given 7 to 9. Lunch time may vary. Dinner time also may vary. But breakfast is is mandatory between 7 and 9. Remember, if that is not there, automatically it will give rise to other disorders like ulcer. Even if it continues, it may even lead to hole in the stomach. It will lead to hole in the stomach or small intestine, and even lead to cancer. In the long run, it may lead to cancer also. But the only thing is, if the stomach is empty, sometimes it even gives rise to headache. When the stomach is empty, it irritates the mind. Once the mind is irritated, the child feels the headache. It cannot say, my stomach is getting irritated. It cannot just say, I have got headache. The only expression is crying without knowing what it is due to. Parents also do not know what. The only thing is, you have to feed the child with solid food in the form of breakfast. Remember this. If that is denied, it leads to so many complications. Another organ that is present in the form of pancreas. Now, pancreas means immediately correlated with diabetes. Every diabetologist says now 10% of Indians have got diabetes or borderline. In another 10 or 20 years, all Indians will get diabetes. Diabetes is not a disease. Only thing is the mind is under stress. The child is angry. The child is having lot of hatred. Child just becomes greedy. Same thing develops even in the adulthood. So when he becomes adult, his hatred or anger actually will just irritate the stomach. I'll give an example. If anybody is emotionally disturbed, physical body. Which part of the physical body shows the reaction? It is the stomach. Somewhere in the abdomen, you feel something, some reaction, some uneasiness in the stomach region or abdomen. That is, if the mind is disturbed, if it is under stress, automatically the reaction will be in the abdomen. That is, Manipura chakra will be affected. If the Manipura chakra is affected, immediately the endocrine gland, that is, the islet of Langerhans, beta cells will react. What happens? Beta cells are responsible for the secretion of insulin. Insulin just gives order to liver. What does it say? This fellow is having some stress. Give him more energy to sustain this one. So what happens? The liver actually is the storage organ. It just releases the carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is converted into glycogen. Glycogen is converted into glucose. What is glucose? Glucose gives us energy. When you are tired, sometimes we just take glucose. But doctors themselves give glucose in the form of injection. Only thing is, the glucose is secreted by the liver itself. The stored material is converted into glucose. Immediately, it just enters into the bloodstream. How do the doctors identify diabetes? They take a sample of blood, examine, then they say you have got diabetes. And then what is the reaction? Immediately, you just carry that information. I got diabetes. What is the cause? Your emotion, your emotional disturbance, your sadness or hatred, your stress actually disturbs the mind. Immediately, Manipura chakra's activity is coming to it disturbed. It starts malfunctioning. Malfunctioning in the Manipura chakra is related to endocrine organ. Beta cells use the instruction to liver to release the sugar. Sugar is entering into the blood. So blood actually, if blood sugar is high, it indicates I am just giving you energy. Don't worry. Our body says I am releasing energy in the form of glucose. Just don't bother about this. Yes. You can cope up with this stress condition. That is the instruction given by the release of glucose by the liver. But only thing is, if you are enjoying this energy coming in the form of glucose in our bloodstream, we just go to the doctor and we are disturbed. Then he says diabetes. Then he starts giving medicine. Or is he giving medicine only for 1 week or 10 days or 1 month? Permanently, you are under medicine. It will actually disturb all the other organs. So, gastrointestinal problem means your mind should be free from stress. Stress is the root cause of all problems. Definitely, diabetes and blood pressure are related to your stress. I am again stressing the word. Stress is the root cause of all problems, including gastrointestinal tract, which are governed by Manipura chakra. Manipura chakra reacts to your mind's emotional problems. So keep your mind free from stress. So these are all the pictures taken, but only thing is you just go through Google. Number of videos are also there. You can see how children are performing, but only thing is don't compare these children's performance with your child's performance. Don't force any child to perform like this. See, every child has got his own capacity. So don't compare your child. If you compare the child prodigies with your child, if he is not able to perform as shown here, he feels inferior. That inferiority complex is permanently registered in his mind. Automatically, it manifests in the adulthood. He feels he's worthless. He doesn't stick onto any particular job. He goes on. He just that is why he leads to alcoholism or other drugs addiction, etc. He cannot enjoy life at his home with his wife, with his children, with his parents, or by watching movie, etc. He abhors all these things, but he enjoys going to clubs. So this is what you have to learn. So in this figure, you can see Muladhara Chakra developing. Next one is Swadhisthana developing 1.5 years to 4 years. That is the developing stage of Manipura Chakra. Now, actually, we Indians, we feel inferior to white skin fellows, Westerners, because they say our science is superior, because they are able to show with instruments. These are all the things that are existing in the body. I have been repeatedly telling, though they are well advanced as far as instruments are concerned, connecting your body's performance with the by showing connecting with the instruments, etc. But our knowledge is much superior. But here, I am just again I want to tell you one thing. I am also coming from Western science system only. I learned Western science only. English terms in modern medicine, whatever they are using, for example, cardiology. What is cardiology? Car means heart. Logos means study of life. Cardiology means heart problem or study of heart. Arthrology, study of joints. Ortho means joint. Logos means study of joints. So they are actually all these terms are borrowed from Greek and Latin. They combining all these things, Greek and Latin, they are also more just equal to Indian scientists. They are equally well advanced in their science. But only thing is those terms, Greek and Latin terms are borrowed by Western scientists, and they are using the terminology. Simple words. Study of heart, study of brain, study of nose, study of joints, study of bones. All this is you can easily, well, ordinary English terms they can use, but they won't use locomotor system, osteology, arthrology, all these things, pathology, all logos they are using, but all these terms are being borrowed from Greek and Latin, nothing original English. But we say English medicine. Now, how we are superior, and we have to be proud of our own forefathers who were scientists. Last week, those who have missed this last week program, I'm just repeating this one. We have ancient system of the Vedas, the 4 Vedas. Of 4 Vedas, Atharva Veda is one. From Atharva Veda only Ayurveda has come. In Ayurveda, there is medicine for human life and also for animals. So Ayurveda is an ancient system of Indian medicine that has come from Ayurveda. So remember this. So I will show you this picture. This is the sculpture. It is in a pillar. The sculpture is made up of stones. So when the scientists had more knowledge about the existence of all the organs in the body, how they perform, all these things, they had enough and more knowledge. That is our ancient scientists. That is Jnanis, Siddhas. By using the third eye, they have identified our systems, functioning of all systems, that they narrated to the sculptor. He has just put this, transferred this in the form of pillars, the sculptures here. When you break this outer area of the sculpture, you see the small intestine, large intestine, that is gastrointestinal system. How it is possible? That is, unless they had this knowledge of organs which are existing in the body, they cannot put it in the form of sculpture here. So this knowledge was transferred, inculcated in the mind of the sculptor. He has put it in the form of figure here. This is existing in the pillars. So if you want to learn more about this, our science, you have to follow what is given in the form of videos by one Praveen Mohan. This is also given by Praveen Mohan only. I second only the picture. He has described all these things. Videos are available. Praveen Mohan. Just go through this. So now I am asking Mrs. Saraswati, 1 minute. Mrs.
Hello.
Saraswati.
நான் இருக்கேன், லைன்ல இருக்கேன். இப்ப இதுல பாருங்க, கேமரால தெரியறதா, வீடியோ தெரியறதா? என்னோட வீடியோ தெரியறதா உங்களுக்கு?
போடுங்க.
என்னோட பேத்தி 2 பேரும் என்னோட பேத்திகள். தெரியறதா? சின்னதா இருக்கிற அவதான் வந்து 3.5 இது. பெரியவ வந்து 8, சின்னவ வந்து 3.5.
தெரியல உங்களுக்கு? 2 பேர் தெரியுது.
தெரியறது இல்லையா? அந்த 2 பேர்ல பெரியவ வந்து நீபா, சின்னவ வந்து நிலா. பெரியவளுக்கு 8 வயசு, சின்னவளுக்கு 3 வயசு. அப்பதான் அவங்க வந்து இங்க வந்திருந்தப்ப நான் வந்து அவளுக்கு நிறைய சொல்லி கொடுத்தேன். கிராஃப்ட், டிராயிங், மியூசிக், குக்கிங், ஸ்டோரி டெல்லிங், ஸ்டோரி ரைட்டிங், பிளே மாடல்ஸ், பிளேயிங் ஹைட் அண்ட் சீக், செஸ், கார்ட்ஸ், தாயம், பல்லாங்குழி, அப்புறம் ஓடி பிடிச்சு விளையாடுறது, இப்படின்னு எல்லாமே சொல்லி கொடுத்துருந்தேன். அதனால அவங்க மனசுல, அவங்க மெமரியில என்னை பத்தி இருந்த இதை வச்சு இப்ப நிலா வந்து 3.5 வயசுக்கு எனக்கு புக் பண்ணி கொடுத்துருக்கா. என்னுடைய பர்த்டேக்கு அவ்வா இஸ் த பெஸ்ட் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு புக் பண்ணி கொடுத்தா. அந்த புக்கு தான் இது. எனக்கு தெரிய மாட்டேங்குது, என்னோட காட்டுறது தெரியுதான்னு தெரியல. காட்டுறது தெரியறதா?
புக் அங்க புக் காட்டுது, இது தெரியல. புக் ஒண்ணு இருக்கு,
காட்ட
அப்புறம் ஒரு பேப்பர் ஒண்ணு இருக்கு, அதுதான் தெரியுது.
அதான் இந்த புக் என்னோடதுல காட்ட மாட்டேங்கிறது.
தெரியுது, புக் கிரீன் கவர்ல இருக்கு, புக் தெரியுது போட்டோக்கு மேல.
நீங்க ஒண்ணு பண்ணுங்க, அடுத்த தடவை வரைச்ச புதன்கிழமை நீங்க வீடியோ ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணிட்டு அதை முதல்ல காமிச்சிருங்க.
ஏன் என்னோடதுல வந்து இது ஆகல
தெரியல, இப்ப வரல.
வெறுமனே போட்டோ மட்டும் வருது.
ஆமா,
ஏன் வீடியோ அது வரல தெரியல. வந்துருச்சு.
இப்ப காமிங்க, இப்ப தெரியுது.
இப்ப வருது இல்லையா? இதுதான் திஸ் ஹர் ஃபேமிலி அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அவ தாத்தா, அப்பா, சித்தி அப்படின்னு எல்லாரையும் போட்டிருக்கா, வரைஞ்சிருக்கா. அப்புறம் அதுல வந்து இது நான் முருகனுக்கு அபிஷேகம் பண்ணுவேன், சோ அவளையும் பண்ண வைப்பேன். அதனால முருகனுக்கு அபிஷேகம் அப்பாவோட பண்ணுவோம் அப்படின்னு என்ஜாய் பண்ண.
நடுவுல கொண்டு வந்துருங்க பிக்சர்.
முருகனுக்கு அபிஷேகம் பண்றதை என்ஜாய் பண்ணினாலும், அதனால அதை போட்டிருக்கா. அது மாதிரி தமிழ் நான் சொல்லி கொடுத்தேன்னு சொல்லிட்டு அவளுக்கு சொல்லி கொடுத்தா அவ தலைகீழா எழுதினாலும் அதையும் என் தலைகீழாவே எழுதி அது என்ஜாய் பண்ணி போட்டிருக்கா. அப்புறம் வாக்கிங் டுகெதர் போறோம், அவ்வாவோட வாக்கிங் போறேன் அப்படின்னு வாக்கிங் போட்டிருக்கா. அப்புறம் ஹைட் அண்ட் சீக் கேம் விளையாடினோம் அப்படின்னு போட்டிருக்கா. அப்புறம் நிலா கூட கியூட்டா விளையாடிட்டு இருந்ததை பத்தி போட்டிருக்கா. அப்புறம் இங்க சம்மர்ல வந்து தண்ணி அடிச்சு விளையாடுறது போட்டிருக்கா அவ்வா கூட. அப்புறம் ஸ்னோ பால்ஸ் வச்சுட்டு விளையாடுறது, ஸ்னோ பால்ஸ் வச்சு விளையாடுனதெல்லாம் போட்டிருக்கா. கிராஃப்ட் அவளுக்கு கிராஃப்ட் எல்லாம் சொல்லி கொடுத்ததெல்லாம் இந்த மாதிரி படம் போட்டிருக்கா.
நடுல
அப்புறம் எல்லாம் சேர்ந்து நாங்க டிராயிங் வரைவோம் அப்பா கூட அப்படின்னு அதை போட்டிருக்கா. அதுக்கப்புறம் இந்த இதுல சறுக்கு மரத்துல போய் விளையாடுறது அம்மாவோட விளையாடுறதுன்னு. அதுக்கப்புறம் ராத்திரி அவ படுக்கும் போது நான் பாட்டை சொல்லி கொடுத்தேன்னா அந்த பாட்டை கேட்டுட்டே அவங்க படுத்துக்கிறது அது போட்டு வச்சிருக்கா. இதுதான் எங்களோட அவ்வா அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அவ்வாவை வந்து பெருமையா போட்டு வச்சுருக்கா. அப்புறம் கிராஃப்ட் சொல்லி கொடுத்ததுல அவ பண்ணினது இது பண்ண பிள்ளையார் பண்ணியிருக்கா, புக்கு படிக்கிறாராம் பிள்ளையாரு. அப்புறம் மயில். அதுக்கப்புறம் எனக்கு ஒரு போர்டு மாற்றத்துக்காக ஒரு போர்டு பண்ணி கொடுத்துருக்கா. இதெல்லாம் அவ பண்ணது. அப்புறம் நான் தமிழ் சொல்லி கொடுத்தேன் அப்படிங்கிறதுக்காக வேண்டி அவ எழுதின தமிழ் எல்லாம் அப்படியே எனக்கு கொடுத்துட்டு போயிட்டா எல்லாத்தையும். இக்கு இங்கு அதெல்லாம் வித்தின் 3 daysல அவ கத்துட்டா. இத யாருக்குமே நம்ப கூட முடியல. அத கக்கா கிக்கி குக்கு எல்லாம் எழுதியிருக்கா. அப்புறம் அது மாதிரி சச்சா சிச்சி இது எல்லாமே இந்த மாதிரி நீள பேப்பர்ல ஃபுல்லா எழுதி முடிச்சு இது மாதிரி எல்லாத்தையுமே எனக்கு கொடுத்துட்டு போயிட்டா. அப்புறம் இங்கிலீஷ் கத்துட்டு இருந்தா அப்போ, அதனால இங்கிலீஷ் எழுதியிருக்கா. நிலா இஸ் ரைட்டிங் அப்படின்னு. I want to learn English. Nila got a paper cut. அப்புறம் she cut band-aid அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அதையும் போட்டிருக்கா. அப்புறம் மேத்ஸுக்காக வேண்டி 1 to எழுதினதெல்லாம் மேத்ஸ் பேப்பர் எல்லாம் தனியா அது வேற நோட்ல இருக்கு. அதுக்கப்புறம் ஏபிசிடி இதுல போட்டு அதுல டிராயிங் எல்லாம் போட்டு அவ கத்துண்டாலாம், அதனால சொல்லியிருக்கா. நாய்சி ஹேஸ் அ குட் ஐடியா. அவன் நாய்சின்னு ஒரு பொண்ணுக்கு குட் ஐடியாமா. she will make her own special costume. அவளே பண்ணிப்பான். அதை வரைஞ்சு வேற வச்சிருந்தா. அந்த மாதிரி இதுல இருந்து டிராயிங் எல்லாம் அந்த மாதிரி வரைஞ்சு வச்ச டிராயிங் எல்லாம் கொடுத்துருக்கா இது மாதிரி. அதுக்கப்புறம் அவ பண்ணின புக்கு, அந்த புக் ஒண்ணு இதுல யோகா நான் பண்ணுவேன் அப்படின்னு 3.5 யோகா பண்ணியிருக்கா. இதெல்லாம் யோகா அவ பண்ணினது. யோகா பண்ண புக்கை பிரிண்டே பண்ணி கொடுத்துட்டோம் அவளுக்கு. அவ எல்லா போஸும் பண்ணியிருக்கா. யாருக்குமே நம்ப முடியல அவ இந்த வயசுக்கு இந்த மாதிரி செய்வா அப்படின்னுட்டு. அந்த அளவுக்கு அவ பர்ஃபெக்டா எல்லாத்துலயுமே பர்ஃபெக்ஷன். அது மாதிரி இன்னொன்னு அவ அக்காவும் அவளுமா யோசிச்சாங்களாம் என்ன பண்ணலாம்னு சொல்லிட்டு அது ஒரு புக்கு போட்டிருக்கா. அந்த புக்ல வந்து 2 பேரும் லைப்ரரி போனாங்களாம். லைப்ரரியில இருந்து என்ன எடுக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தாங்களாம், புக் படிக்கிறதுக்கு எடுக்கலாமான்னு. அதுல வந்து இல்ல நம்ம 2 பேரும் தமிழ் கத்துக்கலாம், சோ நம்ம தமிழ் புக் எடுக்கலாம்னு சொல்லி தமிழ் புக் எடுத்தாங்களாம். எடுத்துட்டு வீட்டுக்கு வந்து நோட்டு புக் எடுத்து அதுல எல்லாம் எழுதி பழகி கக்கா கிக்கி அதெல்லாம் எழுதி பழகினாங்களாம். பழகின உடனே கொஞ்ச நேரம் எழுதி முடிச்ச உடனே ஒரு 1 hour எழுதிட்டு போதும் நமக்கு தூக்கம் வருது போய் படுத்துக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு போயிட்டாங்களாம். போய் விளையாடவும் போயிட்டு படுத்து தூங்கிட்டாங்களாம். அது வந்து தமிழ் ரொம்ப நல்லா வந்திருக்கான் அவங்களுக்கு. அதுக்கப்புறம் அவங்க ஸ்விம்மிங் கிளாஸ் போனாங்களாம். அப்படின்னு ஒரு புக்கை எழுதி ஒரு புக்கு பண்ணி வச்சிருக்கா. அந்த புக்கையும் என்கிட்ட கொடுத்துட்டு போயிட்டா. இது மாதிரி ஒரு 7 புக்கை என்னமோ பண்ணியிருக்கா. எல்லாம் அவ எல்லாம் எடுத்துன்னு போயிட்டா மிச்சதெல்லாம். இது மட்டும் என்கிட்ட கொடுத்துட்டு போனதுனால இது என்கிட்ட தங்கி இருக்கு. அதான் இந்த 2 குழந்தைகளுக்கு அந்த 2 குழந்தைகளுக்கு செல்ஃப் கான்பிடன்ஸ், கிளாரிட்டி, அதுக்கப்புறம் நாலேஜ், விஸ்டம் இதெல்லாம் வந்து கரெக்டா இருந்துச்சுங்கிறதுக்கு இது அத்தனையுமே அவங்களுக்கு நல்லா வந்தது. அது இல்லைன்னு சொல்ல முடியாது. இப்பவும் அவங்க 2 பேரும் எல்லாத்துலயுமே டாப்ல தான் இருக்காங்க அந்த அமெரிக்கால.
That is the encouragement given by the grandparents, parents, in the society. So this is what exactly I'm trying to stress. The children must be allowed to express what they want. Then the children's potency must be identified by the parents. Then automatically the children
இதுதான் நிலா.
can shine. Okay. So if you got any question to ask, you can ask me.
Ma'am, I have a couple of
You want
questions
me
to
to
ask
say
you.
something more on Wednesday in Tamil, that also you can say.
Ma'am, I have a couple of questions to ask you.
Okay.
You are telling
Anyone?
about all the 3 chakras. Hello? Can you hear me? I have a couple of questions to ask you. The first question is, see, you are talking about all the 3 chakras and the effect that in its development on the child. I want your opinion about, we talk about inheritance of genes from the parents and their ancestors, and the vasana that a person has acquired through the number of janmas, and how these chakras are going to be connected, or will the chakras, the environment that we give the child is going to play a very important role than all of this, or are they
Environment
connected?
after birth. Before that,
Mm-hmm.
supposing you come across several musicians. Even when they are carrying the baby, they are performing. All
Yes.
these things will enter into the mind of the child. So they say it is genetical. Definitely, it has got a lot of impact on the growing child, growing fetus. That is, they say hereditary.
Okay.
We have seen so many. If a person excels in what particular, you can say Srikanth, cricketer. His son also is a cricket player. Sachin, his
Yes.
son is a cricket player. So they just follow the elders, or it is genetical. Whatever is there in the mind, even when his wife was carrying, this fellow was playing. If they were talking about the cricket, etc. Sachin and his wife, Srikanth and his wife. That is all examples we can just say. Or a musician, he just plays, and the child hears automatically. Even when the child is in fetal state, he just starts developing that ability. When he comes out by 1 or 2 years itself, he starts talking, he starts playing, he starts singing. All these things are there, transferred from parents to child or grandparents to child.
What about the emotional qualities?
Definitely it plays a significant role. Definitely. Even at the Mooladhara stage itself, the emotional qualities will be manifested.
Because sometimes you
That
say
is
the
the
father
crucial
is like
period.
that, the mother is like that, so the child also is like that.
Yes, it is possible. But only thing is it can change.
Okay.
If the parents' qualities are seen in the child, you treat the child and the parents.
Okay.
Automatically, that can be reversed.
Okay. And
If it
I
is
have
in the
seen
form
that
of
the same,
negative emotions.
okay, the same situation, we see different people react to it differently. So even in children, I have seen that I have a grandson and granddaughter, and now they are 5 years old. I have seen how they react to the same situation is extremely different, But is that to do with the chakras?
How they react? If it is negative, you try to correct. If it is positive, don't try to correct. Try to promote.
Okay. And
What
I
is the
see a
character?
difference. I see a development difference in
All
a girl
children
and a
are
boy.
not alike.
Okay.
Pardon?
No, the girl and the boy, I see these developmental things you have written, I find boys take more time than the girls to emotionally to develop. You know that. Is that true?
Emotion means what is the difference? find.
They take it, for example, they are not very serious about what they do, things. And it takes more time for the boys to understand. Like girls and all are more systematic, and they, whatever we say, they obey, and they don't question it much. But I see boys are a little different.
That is the difference between boys and girls, naturally. But only thing is grooming.
Okay.
Grooming plays a crucial role. You try to treat both boys and girls alike. That is not there in India.
No, not.
See,
Mhm. So it has nothing to
definitely
do with the
girls-
chakras.
Yes, definitely. Chakras only plays a crucial role in mind. Mind is more important than the physical body. What the mind says, physical body executes. So definitely girls can grasp so many things easier than the boys. That is natural.
Okay.
Natural.
So you finally you say that it's whatever it is, the environment plays a critical role in the development of the child in the chakras, right?
Environment, definitely. The
Okay.
external environment and
Yes.
in the internal environment.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. வீடியோ ஆன் பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா ஒரு பிக்சர் எடுத்துருங்க. ப்ளீஸ்.
Namaskaram, ma'am.
Namaskaram. Yes. Okay. We'll meet on Wednesday if you don't have any further questions.
Namaskaram, ma'am.
தமிழ் இதே ப்ரோக்ராம் தமிழ்ல இருக்கும்.
Okay.
Wednesday.
Thank you.
Namaskaram, madam. Namaskaram.
Namaskaram.
First time for the Zoom and really enjoyed. Very useful.
Okay.
Thank you. very much.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
all.
ma'am.